Hello all, it's Melinda. Today is day 28 of Load 528, and we are doing memes for this one. This is today's meme, and my prompt is, we all praise the wonders of modern technology, but there are a few glitches along the way. Scrap about how technology either helps or hinders your life, or technique, use something techie on your page like ones and zeros, gears, light bulbs, arrows, electronic circuits, atoms, computers, or robots. So I've got this sketch from Laura Whitaker, and I liked it. So I thought about doing circles and stitching them, and I thought about it and I attempted it, but it didn't work out to my liking. So I'm going to reboot. My job that I took recently is all based off an app. I work for Shipped, delivering groceries. I will post a link below so you can understand what that's about. But so I took some screenshots of the app. Now I couldn't do my job without my app because it's all app based. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to use for this prompt. My plan now is I have 4 photos. The sketch goes for 3, so one may get nixed or I may work around it. The only piece of green vellum that I own, I think it's an Amy Tan. And I've just pulled some other green things because our colors, Shipped's colors are green, so I figured this is going to be a green layout. I have some flare badges. I won't be using them all, but these are 2 for shopping. I picked up just because of this job. And I have my color swatches, and I flipped to the greens. And these 3 are drawing my attention. And I'm thinking that to incorporate the circle, I'm going to mainly do a big splat of green. That's what I'm thinking. I may variegate it out so that it kind of looks like the sketch, or variegate it in, I'm not sure. We'll figure that out when I do it. I have some other things. This is a roll of paper, and I wish I could tell you who it's from. I got it at Joann's, so maybe it's just a Joann brand. But it's maps, and my job is to deliver groceries, so I use maps a lot on my phone. So the navigation system on my phone. So this will have to play a part in it somehow. Watercolor paper that has been gessoed, so it's kind of wrinkly. It's even got some stuff on it. So I'm going to stick you on fast forward and see where this goes. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out whether to start with the photo cluster or the background. And I'm going to go with the background. I use my swatches to figure out that Dina Wakley cut grass is going to be the one that's going to match the best. I'm just going to spray water in the center in a circle. I'm going to just dump this in the palette and then add some water so it's not quite as strong. And I have no real idea of what I want it to look like. I'm kind of going for a blob. And I tried to blow it without a straw and it wasn't working, so I ran upstairs to grab a straw. And I'm just trying to push it out and make it blobby. I guess that's the term. I'm going to add some more. I'm going to tip the page here or there to get the paint to go where I want it to go, or the ink. This is just rubbing alcohol, and I'm just splattering it on to soak up some of the water and make it move differently. I'm going to try to dab up some of the big spots because I want this to dry soon. I'm going to splatter while it's still here. And then I'm going to set it aside. And if you remember, I told you about the stitched one that I tried at first and didn't like. I'm going to lay it down here. I was maybe reconsidering, in case the other one didn't turn out, using it. But I'm going to just have it down here so I can do my photo cluster. There's the 4 across, and I'm going to flip them over and just use some washi tape to hold them together. It's forgiving. And right away, I need to move this over. Give you an idea of what I'm trying to do. I decide that I'm going to see if I can get this to work with 4. In my head, I know it needs to be 3, but I really wanted to use the 4 photos. Didn't know which one I was going to nix. So I'm going to try to make 4 work. And I can see that 4 will never work on this one because it covers too much of the circles up. But we're going to just leave it go for now. I'm going to go through my green ephemera bin and pull out this Obsessed card from Scraptastic Kit Club from years ago. They always had cut-aparts. And since I've separated all my ephemera into colors, I find that I'm using them more. That's always good. And I decide that I'm tired of waiting. I want to dry this. I do not make you watch me dry this whole thing because it took about 10 minutes to dry it all really well. And I know that 4 is too much, but if I turn this sideways, this is the perfect shape, width for 3. And very quickly I decide that I'm going to let that one go. And this needs to be shorter. And there we go. That's my photo cluster. Sometimes the decisions come quickly. And I know I need to keep a circle if it's going to be anywhere near the sketch. So I decided to stitch a thick black line about 4 times around with upholstery thread on my machine to create the circle. I stayed pretty close to the circle that I drew. And I decide that I need to figure out where this obsessed is going. I don't know if this is just going to be like an accent word or if this is going to be part of the title. But I decide that it's going to go on the circle, keep everything on part of the circle. And I could make this part of the title. So I start out with Studio Calico green letters. And I spell out slightly. So slightly obsessed. That could be a title. This is sort of how I start building some of my titles, is I start with a word. Usually it's a pre-done word, and I start adding words to it to make it work for my layout. And then I'm thinking slightly obsessed. I could say with. These are October afternoon. Oh, I miss them so much. I eventually will run out of all my hoarded letters from them. But not today. Slightly obsessed with. And then I have this green Nicky Ricky thickers. They're sparkly, they're foam, they're awesome. Not used very often because I don't use green hardly ever. Slightly obsessed with green. And yeah, I could add one more word. Lately in the October afternoon mini market stickers. And I can tuck that right up there. But for now, it's going to stay on the wax paper. I know my journaling is going to have to go on a tag. Surprise, surprise. And while I was over in my drawers, I pulled out this paper clip, this from Studio Calico from years ago. I have them in multiple colors. I've decided that the center photo, which is my face, needs to be accented with more green. So this is where I go with Amy Tan Vellum in 4 different chunks, randomly stacked together. Normally I staple them, but I knew the journaling tag would have a harder time with the staple, so I glued them. This washi tape thing really works to hold them together. These flare badges, this one in the shopping cart I got from A Flare for Buttons, and I'll link them below. They're on Etsy. To create my journaling pocket, I know I need a smooth surface for it to slide on, so I'm going to take a chunk and back all my layers of photos and the tape with a piece of scrap. And then take my Scott's 3M foam tape and create a channel by cutting it in half. So this creates the channel for it to slide into. And then another little chunk creates the stopper so it doesn't fall completely through. I'm going to secure the top of that so I don't mistakenly shove it down the wrong spot. Another piece of scrap to create the channel so it slides nicely. And I'm going to grab some score tape for the back. I'm not sure why I wasn't using my ATG gun. I guess these were closer at hand. Now I'm just going to create the photo cluster so I can move it around. I'm pretty certain it's going to stay there, but you never know. I buy these with not a flat back, with a hollow back, so they can put a magnet in them, or foam, as I do. 2 little squares of foam plus a Zot works great. And that one is a barcode that says life. I'm going to put my string on my tag. I'm thinking now that this is definitely where it's going to go, and I need to work on my title cluster. I'm going to stick the shopping cart right on the tag, and the tile stickers are stuck really good to the tag, but I'm going to add more adhesive to them so they stay there for a long time. I'm going to cut a little strip of the score tape, and then I'm going to try to find my glue pen. First one I grab is not working, so I get my other one. I should just throw the other one away because I just eventually think I'm going to get it to work. I don't know. When I pull out the center letter and go out from there so it's where I want it to be. That one was not sticky because it was in my package on a piece of wax paper for a long time. More score tape on the back because I've decided that's where definitely it's going to lay. I'm going to do the journaling by just marking kind of where the tag sticks out so I don't draw above it, and draw lines with my C ruler. The journaling reads, I was looking for a job that I could set my own hours and be able to still volunteer at the school. Shipped is perfect for this. I love this job and look forward every day to do it. Now I always write in pencil first and then go over it with my journaling markers, and then I just erase the pencil. And on these type of tags, it doesn't ever smear, so it works out great for me. I'm going to stick this back in here and do a tad bit of tidying up, and I'm going to show you some live close-ups. If you notice, I did not spill that paint that I had sitting there. I'm surprised by that. After this, I will have some still shots for close-ups for you. I want to thank you for watching, and if you're playing along with LOAD, great job. We are 28 days in. We're almost done. Yay! Thanks for watching. Bye.